Welcome to Total Fitheads.
Serious fitness for not so serious people.
Hello, Max.
Oh, look who it is. Wally Wagnola.
That's what all the dogs call me because I'm always heavy wagging my tail. They did call me Wally in college. That's so funny. Did I tell
Wally?
you this?
No.
Well,
Why?
yes. White people are a minority at Carnegie Mellon, and there were multiple alleys.
So you were
So I was
White
White Alley, and then just became Wally.
What was Hot Alley taken?
Yeah, by the Asians.
By the hot one.
Huh.
We had a bunch of Courtneys, and we had so many derogatory names for them. I probably shouldn't say them, but there was there was a hot Courtney, and I always thought that I kind of felt bad, because okay, so for the sake of argument, there's hot Courtney, then there's like lazy Courtney, and then there's like library Courtney, and then you know what I mean,
Sure.
thus and such, and there were other like less flattering ones, obviously, but even though there were like sort of mean ones, I always thought there was the most insulting that one of them was hot Courtney.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
How boring are you that you're just good looking as your personality?
Yeah, and she had other stuff. She was on like a varsity sports team. I'm sure she had interest. I mean, I imagine she had interest. I don't know what they were, obviously. But then also, so it was insulting to her that we like degraded to her, or we distilled her down to hot. And then it's also insulting to all the other Courtneys to be like, "You're not hot Courtney, sweetheart. That's hot Courtney." That's so mean.
Oh, that's the worst.
My senior year in wrestling, we had three total maxes on the team, and it made me want to blow my brains out. It was horrible, and I lasted like 10 days or 2 weeks, and then I was like, all right, we're calling that one by his last name, or we're calling that one freshman or whatever, just because we can't be doing this because you say Max, the three of us are like, yeah, what's up? What? Yep. Okay. Yep. And on top of like all the other instances in your day-to-day life where you say, it's like 5 minutes max, or no, we're doing like max 10 push-ups, and then every other time I'm like, yep, what? What's up? Oh, okay. Yep. Nope. No problem. Yeah, it was the worst.
Yeah, that sucks. Wait, so you got max and they had to change?
I was the oldest. I was a senior. One of them was a junior. One of them was a freshman, I think, or something like that. And I was also a bully. So
there we go.
I bullied everybody into doing it. And then I think it still didn't quite work because I would also train myself not to respond to, you know what I mean? I was like getting out of the habit of responding to Max because there was like only a 1 in 3 chance, 1 in 5 chance it was about me.
Yeah.
So anyway, it messed everything up.
In life, 1 rep max.
Yeah. In life, I think it's a good rule of thumb to have only one person named Max in your social group. I think that's a really good.
I mean, it is a shame that we met a Max at the Fit Expo this past
Nice
weekend.
guy. Super cool guy.
I know. And he was just Max, not even, that wasn't shortened for anything, just on his birth certificate, 3 letters.
Smart, efficient, streamlined. I like it.
I knew a pair of twins where one was clearly hotter.
Oh, no.
That's even worse, God. Right? You're not one of the Courtneys. It's like the person that you spend your whole life with growing up, sharing DNA. I'm pretty sure that they were identical, but there was one infinitely better looking, which is insane.
Was it?
And everyone knew it.
Did one like work out all the time, or did one just have like a better haircut, or like was it something they could change, or was it like a bone structure thing where they're just like, nope, that's you?
Yeah, she just had a slightly less attractive face shape, so everyone knew.
Brutal.
The hot one. Can you imagine
I feel like at
being
that point,
the not hot twin?
I feel like at that point you have to just like crazy drastically change your look, right? Like if I had a twin and he was hotter than me, then I would like bleach my hair and I mean, like, you know what I mean? Or I grow a ponytail, or or I'd have an eye patch or face tattoos or whatever, like something to drastically change the game, change the, break the dynamic kind of.
You can't fire me, I quit.
Right, exactly. Change the paradigm.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
he's the
then
hot one. He's also the boring one.
I'm just picturing you in Jenko jeans and a chain on your wallet. This is back in high school, I'm sure.
Pretty close. You're right there. I did like
Wow.
Jinko. Are they Janko? I called them Jinkos. Is that,
I feel Jinko.
am I pronouncing it
Janko?
wrong? There's no, it's JNCO, right?
Yeah. Jinko.
Jinko.
I feel like that should come back.
It's coming back. The kids
It's
now.
precisely as uncool as it can possibly be, which means it now must flip to cool again.
The kids today love to make fun of whatever Gen. Wait a minute. So they're Gen Z. They love to make fun of millennials and Gen X, but they also wear all the loser dorky clothes that the previous generation wore, like in middle school, like baggy jeans and low rise and like a weird tank top, and that's as much as I know about pop culture. So that's.
I'm Googling it right now. Jinko jeans are going for $225.
Well, I better call my mom. Tell her to get on Facebook Marketplace. Although mine
it makes sense that so much material. It's
mine
very
were so
expensive to make them.
Mine were so much baggier than my regular jeans that I would walk, like the heel of the jean would wear away because I would walk on it so much. It was so embarrassing.
Yeah, and then when you're short, it's in the water even, and it soaks all the way up to your shin.
Right. That's why they invented capri pants for people like you.
Thank goodness. This was not a good era for short people. And then
what was a good era for short people?
What, you think parachute bottom pants made you look taller? No.
No. I'm asking was there ever a
obviously
good
taper
era?
leg? Yes, those joggers that go to my ankles, the ones that I'm wearing right now that are now uncool. Yeah, that was a good short era.
Yeah. Anything else? I can't really think of anything else. Medieval times? No, probably not. Although shorter doorway would be nice. Igloos must be nice.
Yes.
Shorter doorway, smaller.
If you're always on a horse, then no one really knows.
Right.
This era right now, the Zoom era, no one knows that I'm 4'2", right? Because I'm sitting on a camera.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's this era. You're right. That's widespread. I will say that when I first started doing YouTube, social media stuff, and I knew a bunch of I was meeting a bunch of vloggers in real life after having seen them on YouTube. I think I've told you this. Like, it was astonishing. People were you couldn't predict it at all. Certain people were like 9 feet tall. You never would have known. Certain people were 4 feet tall. You never would have known. In fact, the only thing I could predict with relative frequency was that they were all sort of heavier on their lower half of their body.
Belly button down, they're just
the belly button down. They were huge because they were at a computer all day and they never got up.
This is pre-fit influencer era.
Right. This is like early vlogger. Hey guys. So anyway, that's my impression. Wait, hold on. Hey guys. So anyway, that's it. That's vlogging.
It was way slower back then. You watch that stuff now and you're like, can you speak a little faster? I mean, come on.
Hello, hurry up.
Hey guys, people still do it. People do it on Instagram now. It kills me. First of all, don't gender me. Second, why did you just waste 2 of my seconds? Why did you just get to it? You didn't need to say, hey guys. And also, I'm one person. You're talking to me. You're doing a crap job of it too.
I met if somebody was telling me that she was a OnlyFans girl, and she was like, what I do now is essentially like sort of erotic vlogging, but she sends messages and she says, hey babe, to her, do you know what I mean, to her one subscriber, to sort of create like a
so good
singular
like this note is
relationship.
For me. Yes.
It's just yeah, hey babe, I love your eyes.
Eyes.
You know what I mean?
And the one guy with 2 patches is like, this was not made for me.
She's so mean. She knew.
You know, you're talking to the person that opens every YouTube video with a teaser, obviously, to get people to watch to the end. And then, hey, best pally.
Right. But that could be I always assumed that was like a plural, like how those animals that are like singular and plural at the same time. Hey,
Or like an
platypus.
octopi. There were one deer or 7 deer.
Yeah, a couple of deers. Couple of deers in the fields. Bunch of deers. Remember, didn't you have a bear that was a beer?
Bear deer.
And it was called a bear.
Beer.
A beer.
I made a bear head with deer antlers that opens beers. It's a beer.
Or a deer. That was the other one. That was the other option.
Oh yeah.
A
I could have just named it a deer.
Hi, dear. Hi, dear.
So you recently enlisted.
Oh, that's right.
A trainer.
I decided to splurge on a trainer. Why not?
I'm going to stop you right there. This is not a splurge.
Oh.
Caring for your body and doing it in the most efficient way possible is not a splurge. That's a smart purchase if you can afford it. That's how you should be spending your money.
Okay. Thank you. That's nice to that's a nice little justification. I appreciate that.
Duh. I will spend a ton of money on food and health, which I guess is still food. I will food is still health.
Yeah.
I will spend money on health. I will see a specialist that's out of network. If they're really good at what they do, I'll just pay out of pocket.
Sure. That's smart. It's also ridiculous that we have to pay out of network pocket specialist, whatever. Like, if we can jump on a soapbox for a minute, I think healthcare should be widely more available. The reason I said splurge was it felt like a splurge because I feel, it's more, fitness is more of an interest of mine than I think the next guy. And it's also more of a, we have a fitness podcast.
It's like technically a business.
We've already gotten free-ish advice. Yeah, I personally have gotten free advice.
I know.
We've made this joke
because
before.
You can do it for free. That's why you feel bad.
Right, exactly. You can just watch. I feel like you watch a bunch of YouTube videos, and then you're like, "Yeah, I got it. I can rewire a car."
Yeah.
I could probably I could be an astronaut. I watched like a whole documentary on it. Come on. But no, it felt kind of like a splurge for me because I was like, I know what I'm doing. Why am I splurging on a trainer? But I don't know. It's so far so good. I mean, you've had a bunch of trainers, haven't you?
2 actual personal trainers.
Uh-huh.
Actually, no, I can't even say that I've done like group training or anything else. I just had 2 personal trainers. That's it. One was part of my business. It was for an app that I was reviewing for my channel, and then the other one was what we would call a splurge, although I did make a video about it.
How did you find them, and were they in person or were they only digital?
I found the first one through a trusted podcast that I listened to, Total Fitheads. They had on Chris Duffin.
Chrissy.
So his episode was great. So were the hosts. Honestly, it was a really compelling episode, and
they sound hot.
Through his Kabuki, yes,
and humble, actually.
Oh no, which one's the hot host? I
think we both.
I don't want to know. No one comment below which one's the hot host. I think we both know. It's based on bicep measurement. Don't get too close. They might see your flaws.
Or they might see my lack of and be like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Skin is perfect.
Oh my God. I didn't realize you actually had Christopher as your trainer.
No, he was
or was it
trainer.
Kabuki?
It was someone who works for him. It was Kabuki Strength. Yeah, I got a consultation with them, and they matched me with a trainer, and she was awesome.
Isn't it funny how your first call is a consultation so they can pair you with someone? Because then you're like, well, what are we doing? Am I on right now? Am I on right now? Or Or
what
am
you
I
feel like
like,
you need to like
you know, what
interview
is this
well so they
match?
give you somebody good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I want, what is this matchmaking business? Do I need to like put my best foot
That's funny.
forward, or is this, should I like be as sluggish as
Yourself.
possible in case I need to, or should I just try to be as even keeled as possible? That was a weird thing for me, but I guess that's pretty normal.
I mean,
Right?
that's so interesting. I mean, yeah, the idea of talking to a matchmaker is strange for a relationship, and then even stranger for this type of relationship.
Yeah.
But I guess, yeah, you want to be who you are so that but who knows if they even know.
Well, I asked that, and
how to match you
at the
well.
end of my matchmaking call, I was like, "So what just happened? Like, am I getting somebody hot, or?" And she was more like, "Yeah, hot Courtney. Oh my god, you look great, shocker." She was like, "It's more about your experience level," because I mentioned, I had college sports, and I mentioned levels and like I mentioned blood sugar as something, you know what I mean? And she was like, "Oh, okay, oh, all right, okay, hold on," you know what I mean? So I think
So,
it's
do you need a job,
that.
or they try and hire you on the call?
Can I train myself? But that's so that's what she said. It was the matchmaking was less of personality, even though that's obviously how I took it. It was less of personality and more of like experience level, or education level, or interest level, or whatever.
Yeah, my matchmaking was more about goals, because the only people that talk to Kabuki Strength are people that are like competing in powerlifting, or next level, that they're gonna want to do one very specific thing and do it well, and they've already been doing it for a while.
Right.
But I get, like with the trainer that I used after, which, by the way, the only reason I left Kabuki was because I had to do that other sponsored video. So there's nothing negative on them that I'm not working with them anymore. But
that would feel gluttonous to have two competing trainers.
Yeah, right.
Well, my other trainer told me.
I did get some of that. Moving to the new guy, he's like, "Wow, she really did change your squat execution, didn't she?" And I was like, "Yes, we worked on that. Was it not good?" He's like, "Well, she's not very upright." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever. Let's throw some shade."
Drama.
But yeah, the second trainer I worked with had a wide range of people applying, so I can get why they're like, "Okay, where are you?" versus like, "Where do you want to go?" But that was tough for me too. Because I was like, "Well, I really want to do Olympic lifting and powerlifting and get a muscle up," and they're like, "Okay, well,
pick one."
Yeah, exactly.
What did you say your goals were?
Those things, and then we narrowed it down to really focusing on powerlifting, because the biggest problem I wanted to work on was my form, and so they were looking at my squats, bench, deadlift to see why I wasn't moving up, what I needed to adjust to not hurt myself.
Mm-hmm. That's smart. I think I said I want to look more incredible, and the girl thought that was like the funniest thing she'd ever heard.
More incredible. Because you're at like 8 level incredible, and you want to be at a 10 incredible.
I was like,
I'm still at a 1 incredible.
Obviously, it was tongue in cheek, but she thought it was so fun. Like she returned to that a couple of times. She referenced that a couple more times by the end. By the end of the call, she'd brought it up 2 more times. She thought that was the funniest thing in the world.
Well, I feel like most people in a call like that would not joke ever. They would just like try and get the information out and try and do this very straight faced. And the fact that you came in like doing bits made her day better.
Yeah, exactly. I hope so. But I also said I'm specifically not training for anything. I'm not trying to do a Tough Mudder. I'm not trying to like beat my Olympic lifting record or whatever, Really? Well, that's what she said. Yeah, she had mentioned, I was like, what do people normally say? And she's like, some people are training for an event or something specific. They want to, beat their pull-up max, or they want like,
what
a Tough Mudder.
Talking to you?
Yeah. My pull-ups are at like 0 right now. My elbow hurts every time I do it. It's crazy.
Did you talk about that in your intake?
Yeah.
Good.
I gotta start bringing the TRX back downstairs. But that's what I said. I said my goals were, like look a little get it, have someone like looking over everything I'm doing. Have someone like review the program that I made myself. Have someone like take a closer look at if we're going to get into nutrition or not, which sucks, but I guess whatever. And
I mean, if you're trying to look better, I feel like nutrition is where they're going to help you, because you were looking freaking jacked at the Fit Expo. I think
know.
look better for you is just leaning out, even though, I mean, I didn't think you need to do that.
I think in society, yes, that would mean look better. However, my personal looking better is like look more
Beefy.
hulkish. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to lean out. What
Hulkish.
am I?
So
I'm
they
not getting...
show you what green paint to buy.
Yeah, body paint. It's actually just Kool-Aid mix, and you just...
Okay, so you were trying to like get bigger. See,
I
did you
think
talk about that too? Because she would just expect you meant lean out.
I explained a lot, and she's like, well, they'll both sort of go hand in hand. It really is just like cleaning up. So this happened about a week ago when I actually met the person, the trainer person. Well, I've been matched. I've been paired. And get this, no Instagram. Isn't that insane?
What do you think? You're better than us?
Right? That's the whole point. So yeah, that's
like a chef who can't taste. I don't trust that at all.
Or a chef who like doesn't cook their own food. A chef who eats out every night. A chef who eats, doesn't make their own dinners ever. That does that seem crazy?
Yes.
Anyway,
especially because your goals were Instagram.
Right. So they got me on a she had me tracking my food for about a week. And so that was also a good exercise. Did
it change? Did you adjust? Or were you like, maybe
I didn't adjust at all, but I know I've seen I like it. It was, again, I've said this a million times, but I always think I have a good idea of what's going on, and then I'm always way off. I guess an easier way to say it is like, I always think I know what I weigh, and I'm always way off when I get on the scale. I think that's the easiest way to see it.
Zoom in. Flawless skin.
So anyway, I think that's the tracking was, I mean, the crazy thing was I thought it was fine, and it's just the protein's way lower than I thought it was. It's like 85.
I feel like that's the number one thing. That and just calories are higher than everyone thinks. How was it around the same volume as you were guessing?
Yeah, it was a little bit less. There were days when I would be at like 1,400 calories. There was days when I would be at like 2,200. So it really was like how many.
Both of those are less than what I eat. What?
I know. I think the problem is I don't eat breakfast, and then I don't like chug shakes, or I don't do enough of the other junk like throughout the day. So,
are we gonna bulk together? I'm bulking right now.
How much are you bulking up? Are you gonna hit 3 digits on the old scale? Triple digits.
You're a jerk. I think I'm gonna stop. I'll probably be uncomfortable by the time I hit 135.
Yikes. Yeah, and the other thing was that scale you gave me, it automatically bloops to the app that I'm using now, which is really nice.
Oh, cool. And it's the app.
She was like, "Why are you weighing in every day?" And I was like, "Well, because I'm insecure, obviously." And and it was partly because like I was like, I don't care. I like to do it a lot.
Yeah. Why? She's saying do it once a week.
She was saying once a week, weigh in, once a week, progress pics. And
I was going to ask
the first thing she said, I did the progress pics, and my gut is just huge, enormous gut hanging out. It's crazy
gut hanging out. Well, did you just have it on 0.5 zoom length, so it's really wide? You think it is?
I mean, that's really my body now. Is I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. I think I look okay, and then I have this enormous beer belly gut, and I'm like, what is that? Where is it? What is that? And I can't figure it out. And
is this a new thing?
No, within the relatively in the last couple of years, I would say.
COVID.
Probably. I started eating sweets in COVID, so that's probably not a great thing.
You were just not eating sweets before that?
Before 2020, I did not eat sweets. I stopped eating sweets in high school for wrestling because I couldn't. And then I lost the taste for it. And then I would have like a piece of cake and I'd be like, this is gross, you guys. I'm sorry. Like, it's fucking, like, this hurts my teeth, you know? And then COVID, I was like, well, I'm bored at home alone. I guess I'll try sweets again. And then that was not great.
Wow.
What are you going to do?
That's nuts, though.
And so maybe it's the sweet. I don't know what it is, though. I think it's just the junk. You know, it could be the bags and bags of chips that I put down.
Well, that's obviously for your job. There's nothing you can do.
That's true.
For chip chat and your chip songs.
Those are business chips.
Chip tunes. Business chips. You have a separate spreadsheet. Your finances. Your accountant calls. Max, we got to cut back on the business chips really tight this year.
Let's get into the Pringles sector. Yeah, it's brutal. But anyway, yeah, I'll send you the progress pics. They're not like from the front, it looks fine. And then my profile is like horrifying. It's the worst. It makes me crazy.
I want to see the transformation.
Well, it's only been 5 days, so
that's what I'm saying. I'll wait. Here's the
Give me
before.
48
That's
hours.
So unsatisfying. I told my mom to take before today. Mom reference. Because she's starting to do Jamie's Fit and Delicious.
Yes. Seems like an awesome program. I poked around a little bit. It seems like exactly. I mean, obviously he's been doing it for 30 years. I'm sure he's got it down to. He told us he had it down to a science. And normally when people say that, I'm like, okay, pal. And then I looked at it and I'm like, oh no, he does. He absolutely does. He knows exactly what he's doing.
It's actual science with scientific things behind it.
Yeah.
I didn't poke around.
Oh, you should. That's awesome.
My mom's like, we could do it together. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna do it together. It's like the one thing I saw was he was like getting up and sitting down from a chair and then like putting his leg up on the seat of the chair like as a stretch just to increase flexibility. And yeah, it seemed like exactly what the senior tougher body situation would help them quite a bit, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
solid.
Yeah. So anyway, I have before pictures. Oh yeah. So now I think I was asking you at the Fit Expo about protein. Essentially, I have to add about 50 grams of protein ish. Not right away, but.
What do you mean? Why not right away?
Well, I'm gonna slowly move up so that my stomach doesn't explode anymore. But so I got to figure out a way to, you know, because I felt like I was eating a good amount, but I'm not.
No, you weren't. But you want to do it shakes. You don't want to.
I don't know.
Have 4 servings of seitan a day. Not that would be a good idea every day.
Delish.
For the past year.
Is that what you were doing?
It is delish. And I have it with 200 grams of, that's 2 whole avocados.
Seitan is tofu, right?
No, it's made out, it's like pure gluten. I know. All of our audio listeners did not see the face that went along with that.
Yeah. And now seitan, how often do you make devil references in your brain when you're making
super
it?
Funny.
All the time?
About as often as I make references to hair dryers with you, Max Power.
We need to make friends with someone named Tyson and then just reference the Dyson Airwrap. He'd kill himself.
Okay, so you really do want to just drink your protein instead of...
I don't care how. I'm already doing... So I'm up to 1 shake a day. And that's about 30. And I put 1 scoop of whatever powder in there. That's 30 grams. And then
I
I'm
limit myself to
wondering,
one serving of the fake stuff. So if I'm having a bar, I won't do a shake. If I do a shake, I won't do a bar.
oh,
I wouldn't do 2 shakes a day. I mean, but you're also
right.
twice my size. So that's not fair.
Well, I'm worried about, I don't want to do 2 shakes. And I'm also worried about 2 scoops. That's 60 grams in a thing. That seems like a lot. And
I would spread it out.
We're still unclear on how much, how much can your body absorb in one sitting. Some
Right.
people say 20 is your limit. Some people say there is no limit. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I would like to eat something else, I guess, at some point during the day and throw in another 30 or 40 so odd grams in that other meal. And then I think I'll be in okay shape, I guess.
Have you been putting on muscle, getting stronger?
No.
No.
Never.
So you think that has something to do with it?
Yeah. And I've never really, I tracked diet a little bit when I was not eating. And to say I was tracking, I was just not eating. So that's how I tracked it. And then when I was doing levels, I was tracking, just taking photos of stuff. That was fun as part of the game. And then now I'm tracking a little bit more, and I am actually putting in, what was the other one we did? I forget the name of it now. It was another tracking app, but it was so wildly different that I got frustrated and just left it alone. It was I can't remember what tracking app it was, but it was another one where that you'd put in like chicken breast, and it would say like X grams of calories, fat, protein, blah 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 blah. I forget what it was.
There's one that everyone uses.
MyFitnessPal, maybe?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
That's the one that everyone uses. My mom uses it. 2 mom references. Here we go.
The reason I got frustrated with it was there were so many, it would be like chicken breast, and there would be like 2 or 3 entries of under chicken breast, and there would be the same weight, and it would be so wildly different. One chicken breast, 8 ounces, 37 grams of protein. One chicken breast, 8 ounces, 20 grams of protein. And I'm like, well, which is it? What are we doing? If I'm trying to track it, let's have some semblance of.
That's why I use a spreadsheet and input all of my numbers myself and programmed it all, and
but
eat
also
the same thing every day.
You have a scale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a big part of.
Oh, did you get a scale?
I haven't got a scale yet, but I'm worried that that's going to be my next big purchase.
I gasped earlier because it hit me that you are really doing what you said you weren't going to do since you did this in high school and never need to do it again. You're starting to track.
Yeah.
You're starting to diet.
I'm starting
Don't call it that. It's a lifestyle.
Right. Well, I think it's like how I used to be very anti-massage. I hate massages, right? Only
you do.
I hated the so when Brittany would be like, "Oh, let's go get massages." I'd be like, "No, I'll just buy yours and then I'll stay at home. See ya, have fun." But the point is, I hate what I thought was a massage, which is a sports-related massage, which is where they essentially foam roll you against your will, or they just they stick their elbow
against your will.
They rolling pin you,
Yeah.
They're getting knots out of your muscles so that you can get back to performing well. And so it's not relaxing. It doesn't feel good. I don't like it. It's a painful way. It's a painful form of recovery so that you can get back to performing. Whereas
Nathan Lazinski actually said it's causing trauma to your muscle in a very specific way so that it can heal.
Right. So that's what I thought massages were. Whereas now in life, you go to a massage, they give you like a cup of tea, there's like soothing waterfall sounds,
Put your robe on, it's heated.
Yeah, you get a robe, you get some slippers, you get to sit by the spa or whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's not what I thought it was. So I do like massages, So I think it's
but when I get one like that, I'm like, this is a waste of time. You better hurt me. Get those traps.
Get that elbow. Sharpen those elbows.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's what I thought a diet was, which was restricting myself so that I would lose weight. Whereas this is a diet. This is more like there's a difference between like diet and tracking. I assume that's sort of how I've come around, which I'm sure you said that exact same thing to me, and I just
No.
made fun of you mercilessly.
I think the specific thing I say is it's freeing, not restricting, because now I know what I can eat, what I'm supposed to eat. I don't have to worry or think about it or be concerned that I'm doing it wrong or that it's 1400, I didn't realize it, and 22 and it should have been whatever. It's that I can spend other time thinking about how I should wear the same thing every day.
Yeah. You have a specific style, that's for sure.
The style is they gave this to us for free at Playlist. I'm wearing it for the millionth time on this podcast. Which, by the way, I have two others. That's it. Looks like I don't wash my clothes, but I just wear the multiple things that I have.
I swear, I have multiples of these.
3 sweatsuits.
I also like that it says woman on it.
I want the man version. Again, hey guys. Gender.
I gotta tell you, not to ruin my own thing or whatever, but I almost got you something for Christmas, but it was a man's small sweatshirt, and I think it's at one point, and I hope I'm not messing this up. You told me that a men's small doesn't fit as well as a boy's extra large, or did I get that backwards?
Yes.
Okay.
You were asking me this a lot, and I was like, "Who are you buying for?" It was for me.
It's for you, obviously. Well, it was for you, and I do have a cousin who's about your size, and we're supposed to do a I have a million cousins, so we typically do either a Secret Santa or a white elephant, and so I was thinking we were going to do a Secret Santa. Like Secret Santa is you buy something for one person directly. White elephant is you just buy a general gift and then you trade or steal or whatever. So I was thinking I might have to get something for a specific person who's about your size. She's also about, I think she's probably about 70 years younger than you. So it made.
Mm-hmm. So I'm toddler sized now, eh?
Well, an extra large toddler.
Yes. But a toddler that's halfway through a muscle up.
I got it right. Or I'm right. Yeah. Or like a men's. What is the difference between a men's small and a boy's extra large?
I don't know. Boys extra large is smaller because they're boys. I mean, I guess there's probably some crossover. It depends on the make and
depends
model.
On the boy. Yeah. But I thought you meant in terms of the style of like, is the cut different? Like if I put on
they're like boxier. The kids are
shorter. Are boxier.
Yeah.
Which one?
The kids are shorter and boxier. Men's have more length.
And are they like tapered?
I mean, it depends on what.
It's such a weird thing. I don't know why I'm not grasping it, or I'm not like it. It's such a weird thing for me. I always assumed like small, medium, large was the same exact thing, just like 30% bigger or smaller.
Blown up, yeah,
exactly.
You just transform it in Photoshop.
Yeah, it's copy paste or
No, because when they're Jenko jeans, it's the same amount of material for each size. You just change the waistband.
And then you take the excess material and you like cover your roof with it.
What did the shirt say?
I can't tell you. Because I might.
This is a future gift.
It might be. And it was a limited run. And you know what I mean? That's why I was like, oh, this is such a great idea. But if it's not going to fit right, it's going to really suck. You know, it's like when somebody gets me a shirt and it's too small, like it's really tough because I'm a type of person where you get me something, I'm going to wear it or I'm going to use it or whatever. Ask Brittany's parents. They've gotten me some of the most embarrassing shirts I've ever seen. And then I'm just wearing them. And Brittany's like, you need to stop wearing that. And I'm like, I love it. What do you mean? It says Jamaica. And she's like, you've never been to Jamaica. And I'm like, I know. And so anyway, but if it's too small, it's tough. Yeah, it's tough for me to walk around in like a crop top style.
Yeah. It's medium, as I learned from you.
A smid, yeah.
Okay, anyway. So this year is going to be bigger max. Are you committed to an amount of time?
No. Emotionally, mentally, I might give it like 2 months, 3 months, something like that. I think a month is I'm talking to the wrong person.
I mean, it's been a year now, and I'm about to review what it's like being a vegan. I haven't decided yet.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think that there's two types of people. There's people that like commit to something and then they see if it works or it doesn't. And then there's people who never commit to something. And that's fair. And those are the two types of people. Oh, and also then there's you specifically. You are the only other third type of person, which is where you will commit to something and you'll just do it for the rest of your life, whether or not it's good or bad for you. And then eventually you'll make a video about it.
It's only because I don't know if I need more time to know.
On your deathbed, you'd be like, does anyone need a painting?
Or I'm laying there being like, I shouldn't have gotten that muscle up. It was a waste of time.
I almost have it.
Oh, I got it, and then I regret having gotten it.
Oh, I see. That's an interesting.
Yeah, it's even worse.
The fantasy is that you'll eventually get it. Are we going double or nothing on your tattoo, by the way?
No, I'm getting a tattoo.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have one idea that's really good, and then one idea that I like. The one I like is the Pittsburgh skyline across your midsection.
I've established I get to pick the location.
No, you don't. Well, I mean, because my good idea, I have to pick the location. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense.
Is it a longitude, latitude grid over my entire body? So I can track my body weight and
you know, I gotta tell you, I thought I had a good idea. That might be a better idea. You're absolutely right.
So you can see how my mesh changes as I work out. What do you mean?
That's awesome. That would be so cool.
No, it would not.
It's like those suits we're gonna.
Oh yeah,
right?
like those are fit suits.
Those are sick.
We will be chatting with them soon. Stay tuned. Total Fitheads.
I'm excited. Anyway, I have a couple ideas of tattoos, but yeah, my really good idea. It needs the location. You know, it's
Why?
okay. It's not this, but it would be as if, it would be like writing book across your face, and then the joke is Facebook, right? That would not make any sense if it's like leg book doesn't make any sense. Do you know what I mean? So that's the joke.
It's a pun based on a body part.
You know what we should do? You know what we should do is, have you seen that show? I think it's on MTV where they surprise the other person with the tattoo.
I haven't seen it. Is it that you reveal the tattoo to someone you got it for, or is it that I don't see what's being done and I just look when it's done?
The latter. And your like boyfriend or girlfriend picks it, or your best friend or whatever. And I think Snooki hosts the show. It's an awesome show. And essentially the show is this. Someone is like, oh my God, they're like, they're blindfolded and they're right in front of a mirror. And they're like, oh, I'm so nervous. Oh no. And then Snooki's there and she's like, all right, are you ready? And the person's like blindfolded. They're like, yeah, okay, I'm ready. And they go, 3, 2, 1, take your blindfold off. And then the person takes their blindfold off and then they look and they go, what the you know, and it's beeped out obviously, and it's just this incredible sound. And then it cuts to the person. They're like, what? I thought you would like that. And then they'd be like, why would I like this? And they get so mad. And then it's incredible. And then you have to watch the whole episode. And they're right. The person with the tattoo is right, because the friend made them get like, I saw one where they were doing like a human centipede, like on their arm or something like that. And like, that's me. And that's you. And then that's somebody, we should have a threesome. I told you I wanted this in our relationship. And they're like, then just ask me. Don't make me get tattoos. You know, like it is insane. The level of like, it is a wild, wild ride, this show. And I've only seen one episode and I don't think I have the stomach for another one.
Is this a Snapchat show? Like what?
I think it's a regular MTV show. Like it is bonkers. I don't even know what
That's
you'd
so
look up.
nuts.
Surprise
How could you finish
tattoo.
30 minutes of that? Or how could you fill 30 minutes of that? It's just one reveal, right? That's a reel.
I think
That's
I think it's a
TikTok.
couple people. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Um,
It's multiple. Huh.
what is the show called?
I can't believe they're
MTV.
stealing
I would
Snippy's
look up like
deal.
MTV surprise tattoo show. Oh, God. How far is tattoo far? That's the name of the show. Oh God, it's so bad. I just looked it up. There's another one that says I heart porn, and the two O's in porn are boobs. So that's the level of tattoo we're working with.
Wow.
But anyway, that's so anyway, we should go on the show. That's the long and short of it.
Yeah, oh, right. Instead of, okay. Look, we got off track here. I would like to talk about personal trainers, not this
Right.
you ruining my body forever.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. That's also a future episode anyway. Okay, so is this trainer like zooming with you while you're working out? How is this working? Are they giving you form feedback?
Yeah, so the first thing they did was they gave me a new workout routine. So now I have a totally new
How different is it from what you wrote?
It's very similar actually. The order is all messed up. So what I used to do was like chest day, push-ish, but mostly a chest day. So like
Yeah.
I would do a push day, but not a lot of tricep stuff. So I do a push day, I do a back-ish day, which means like a lot of pulling stuff, but not a lot of like shoulder stuff, for example. Not a lot of bicep stuff on that pull day. And so what they did was it is sort of more of a typical, like, not quite chest and triceps, not quite back and biceps, but it's similar-ish. Like today
so
I did
push pull instead of
today.
chest
Well,
back.
it's a mix. It's more of a mix. Today I did chest, shoulders, calves. You know what I mean?
You have a calf day?
Then I did hamstring and back the other day. Then I did legs and chest the other day. Then I did shoulder, back, arms. Then I did chest, arm, abs. You know, this grouping is kind of funny.
Yeah, it confuses me. I'm like, how am I supposed to tell my body to rest?
Right.
What am I supposed to be sore for 3 days? Is it
So, well, let me see if I can look it up. So I had a shoulder. Yeah. So on my last shoulder day, I did Arnold presses and a bunch of other stuff, but I'd say that's the only shoulder thing. And then today I did shoulders and it was lateral raises. You know,
I get that mid.
yeah, which
upper.
and so it makes sense, but it's funny. Like I had a shoulder day, and so I would do Arnold presses and lateral raises and reverse flies. And whereas I'm realizing now the last week or so, I've done all three of those three exercises just on different days.
Different days. Weird. Yeah.
So it's it's new, it's wonky, and then I'm totally happy doing it. My big concern, frankly, was I wanted to make sure that all the ones I was doing, I am still doing in some way. You know, a straight up shoulder press, a reverse fly, a lateral raise, something like that. I want to make sure that all that's getting in. But whereas I was doing it all in one day, now it's spread across, a week or 10 days or whatever. So it's kind of interesting. It's a different split, or it's a different. Do you call that a split? It's a different jumble of exercises. Yeah.
I mean, it is interesting to me because that mentality of, okay, my shoulders are fried and I feel that for a couple of days, and then okay, they're better and it's a shoulder day again. You don't have that anymore. It's not like you don't pick a place to be sore. You're just kind of all over.
Well, but if you take shoulders as that example, my lateral raise is fried, but that shouldn't completely affect my rear delt. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I do rear delts on back day anyway. That's not on my shoulder day.
Yeah. So I used to just fry everything on my shoulder.
Yeah.
And now I'm frying one of the three planes of three directions that my shoulder can move I'm frying one of those per day. So like, yeah, it's an interesting. It's fun to sort of play around. It's a brand new split, obviously. What's nice is about the app is it's absolutely tracking very, very reps and weight and stuff like that. And I was telling
What
you,
about the time in the rest in between, where how Brian Borstein will like make sure the rest is precise?
there's a timer, but they have me doing mostly 1 minute rest between things, which is slow for Brian, right? But that's what I prefer. I like 1 minute. I mean, I'm trying to keep the workout around an hour.
Yeah, and you're not trying to max out.
Very good.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's more of like a hypertrophy thing too, right? Or
I don't know. I think so.
What's the term? It's strength, hypertrophy, and then metabolite training or whatever.
Metabolic?
Metabolite training, where you build up that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But as long as you're keeping it the same.
I think I am. And now, I figure I'll give it a month of this workout and a month of like actually trying to hit my protein goal. I would imagine I would be able to see some difference after that. Really? Or is that not is that too impatient of me?
You're talking to the wrong person. I would say give it a year of that.
Sure. I'll give it 1 decade or so.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's fair. Is it hard doing both?
What?
You're making 2 life changes.
It feels like one big one. The workout, that doesn't feel like a huge change. It just feels like I'm a new workout. And as much as I like sort of rag on people, it is fun to try something new. I think in the fitness world, that's usually like a gimmick. This one ab exercise will get you that 12-pack.
Muscle confusion.
I completely disagree with muscle confusion, but it is fun to do new stuff. It's fun to do new routines. It's fun to go to a new gym. It's fun to try a new workout class. It's fun to join a new running club. It's fun to, like this. The new is an easy way to keep someone's interest, and I'm not immune to that. But
yeah, I am.
What I think,
it's fun to do the same thing every day, all day,
forever. What I'm interested in is getting that extra 50 grams of protein. How am I going to do that? That's a tricky one. I don't like Greek yogurt. I don't like cottage cheese. I hate fish.
And your trainer's checking in on your nutrition too, and they're gonna what?
Well, that was what was really interesting.
Being like, "Hey, you didn't hit it today. What's up?"
I mean, I don't think they're going to be bugging me. I think there's a healthy amount of accountability on my part. I think she's sort of like, for example, she was like, "Here's your new nutrition plan. Make sure you get at least 1,900 calories and 150 grams of protein." Boom, there you go. There's your nutrition plan. Not like, okay, so you're going to do Greek yogurt at 9 a.m. and then you're going to do a shake at 11:30. Like, I think how I sort of presented it to her was like, I'm going to be accountable for myself a little bit. Just give me some guidelines and let me know which direction to run, what wall to run through. And I'm happy to run through a wall, So I think it's sort of more that setup. At least that's how I'm approaching it.
Yeah. 1,900.
That low?
I'm eating more than you. What the heck? I mean, that's a starting point, right? After the first month, you'll see.
The starting point is 1,900 and 120 grams protein. So she was like, and that's where we'll start.
What?
Then we're going to get you up.
I'm at 140.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm at like 80. And so she was like, you really got to like pick it up. And I'm not going to like shred your stomach, but we're going to get you going. So she said, starting is because
you got a lot of room to improve.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was so low. That was the other thing. Like, I thought I was like crushing a lot of food or a lot of protein, but and 80 was like with 30 grams of a protein shake,
Oh wow.
I'm like, holy moly. Or no, not 80. Like it was at like 100 with the protein shake.
Yeah, okay.
But even still, that's pretty low. I should be at 200 theoretically, you know.
Well, yeah, okay. So you're working your way up. And we didn't answer the form question. Is she helping you with that, or is it more like you're doing cable stuff and it's not really that specific because you're not
She said if you have any
lifting?
problems with anything, send me a video of it. And
Okay.
then after she said during like we're mostly texting. And so she said after a while, well, I'll check your form on stuff if there's something you think you need work on. But I'm pretty confident, and none of these are difficult. The only one that I really had a huge problem on was standing cable bar push or bench press.
Yeah, I would just lean forward and be like, "Oh, work it out."
That's what I did. I was like falling forward, and also I'm trying to
Yeah.
push like 200 pounds, which is how much I weigh. So even if I do lean forward, it doesn't move.
Yeah. Weird.
So you do like this huge deep lunge, and then you're like wobbling a lot. And
Oh, it's a lunge.
well, I just like
Yeah.
leaned forward because I didn't, and then
Yeah.
my form was terrible on that one. So I was like, I need to send you a video of this. She was like, okay, do it next time. Yeah, we'll figure something else out. But
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never even seen that done before.
Me
I just know
neither.
based on how you described it.
And that's exactly it went exactly as you would think. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah. And then your shoulder came out of its socket and you got hit in the
Yeah.
face with the bar when you let go.
Exactly. Like a Three Stooges.
Yeah, I can't
But no, she's not
imagine
doing. She's looking to form if I request it, essentially, which is fair.
Okay, got
That's
it.
sort of how I told her I wanted to do it.
Well, with my powerlifting specific trainer, it was all about form. That's what I
Of
cared
course.
about. And so it was like every first set of every movement I would film and send to her. And then she would watch that back in a loom where I could see her face in the bottom corner. And she's watching the thing on her screen and talking through my movement and going back and forth on the timeline, being like, see how your hips drop here and blah, blah, blah. Like sending me videos on how to improve on the errors she's seeing. And that was once a week. It felt like we were hanging out, but really it was just a podcast made for me. And she never even actually knew who I was. So I had this weird, what's that relationship called? Where
it's like a one-way, it's a one
direction. Where the
direction.
person feels very connected to you and you have no idea that they exist.
That's that's almost all of what you're doing on the internet, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But so I had it the other way.
Wow. So you're a fan.
Yeah, it was like that. I mean, not that I was. Yeah, she was obviously very talented, but it was just. I know I can't think of the name. Parasocial. There you go.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Parasocial. There's a better name than
that. Right. But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, after all of that and getting videos every week that are extensive like that, I don't know how much it helped.
Really?
And my knees still cave in when I mean, I know the cues that I'm supposed to, but it's not helping. And she didn't really focus on the things that I thought were wrong. So it kind of reframed. I was like, well, maybe it isn't wrong that my knees are coming in. I should focus on something else. I don't know. That's also what got me into all this barefoot stuff. Because Chris Duffin is all about lifting barefoot, and she would make me take my shoes off for my videos.
I think the way you have to watch videos of yourself or watch yourself in the mirror.
Well, it's not like I wasn't doing that a lot. That's why I was like, I've gotten to the point where I can't get any better looking at myself. I need someone else to tell me.
Interesting.
But really what I do want to summarize about all of this and for the Fitheads is that I don't think remote form instruction is very great. And I haven't done in-person form instruction. Certainly she gave me cues that were helpful and reframed, how I was looking at my warm-up and my training and fixing stuff. But it was like, if you were just here, you would be able to see.
Yeah. And if you could walk around me.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like poke me in the side and be like, see there. And I'd be like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
So I guess I should try an in-person trainer, perhaps.
Yeah.
HiMat does it. They'll do a free consultation.
There you go.
No.
Come on, just do it. Being a wuss.
No, this is me just being a jerk here. I don't know the skill level of the people that would be training me, and I kind of feel like they're not Kabuki level.
Okay.
I see them training other people and they're like bopping around with a med ball. Like, what is that? Come on.
Bopping around with a med ball. It's called
They're
med
a little
bopping.
fit and delicious, if you know what I mean.
Fitting. I mean, yeah. Well, fit and delicious. I mean, I think that the level of instruction also may have be based on the level of the client, don't
Individual,
you?
sure.
Yeah. So maybe that same person.
I should go to a CrossFit gym and be like, someone teach me a strict muscle up. Actually, no, I should go to a gymnasium. CrossFit gyms, they would teach me how to kip up into it. I need to go find a gymnast.
Yes.
A male gymnast too, because women don't do rings. I'd have to go to a male gymnasium.
Call UCLA. They got a team, right?
Yeah, I'll get a freaking 18-year-old to teach me.
And he's like, oh, like this? And you're like, no, because no, because you're a man. And he'd be like, oh, well, Kathy can do. Hey, can you show her a muscle? Oh, like this? And then you just go home and cry.
Yeah. Kathy.
Let's see. Yeah, UCLA gymnastics. I'm sure they'd love it. That's right there. I guess you could do USC if you want to, like, loser.
Wait, what's the difference?
I don't know. Apparently they hate each other. And I remember one of my very first times in LA, USC and UCLA were yelling at each other at the bar about football or something. And I was like, yeah, but honestly, college sports, like, it's pathetic. Like, you guys are like B- level of play, right? Like pro teams. Am I right? And everybody else at the bar was like, who is this guy? And I was like, yeah, sorry. I'll see myself out. Sorry. Adios.
That's why you've had shoulder problems ever since.
Yeah.
You get beat up. That was the origin.
That's the origin.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know the location difference, but maybe one or the other wants to be in a video.
Shout out gymnastics. Did you ever do gymnastics?
No.
As a little kid?
I was a dancer and I was always in awe of the girls that could tumble. My little niece is doing it right now and she's
superhero. Yeah.
Not necessarily back tucking. Actually, she might be. She's doing back handsprings.
Standing back tuck, back handspring.
Yeah, I bet that she can do back handspring, back tuck at this point. I mean, we had a handstand off at Christmas.
And?
Well, it wasn't fair because it was after Christmas dinner. And one of us was under the influence. So that's cheating for the other person. Balance is hard when you're having Christmas beers. Anyway, she won. We've had split offs too. She's definitely way more flexible.
That's the DUI checkpoint. They're like, okay, so we're just gonna need count backwards from 10. And you're like, okay, 3, 2, 1. And like, cool. And now we're just gonna have you handstand walk up and down and you're like,
quick back tuck. If I ever get a checkpoint and a back tuck, I'm definitely doing that to prove that I'm sober. Well, Ossifer, watch this.
Hey man, check this out.
He's like, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am.
And then
get back in your vehicle. That's impressive.
No. He'll be like, really? Oh, that's how we play it? All right, it's a handstand off. And then you're like, the stress. The stakes are so high.
His gun falls out of the holster.
And he's like, can you grab that for me? You're like, sure. And then you stand up to give it to him. He's like, gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, no. Cuffs me. So, I don't know. Maybe I will do another trainer. I did try and get specific muscle up training, like I said, but it wasn't like... it's not like a thing that people do. People aren't like, oh, I just really want to muscle up. So what's the programming for that? Because I looked up that online too. And it's like, well, first you learn how to blah, and then this and then that, and then this. I'm like, no, just help me.
That's odd though. It should be something you should be able to learn. People know how to do it. So you should be able to get someone to teach you how they learned, unless people are really... That's frustrating.
Well, and that's what I'm doing with the back tuck too. I hired someone and I was like, I don't want to learn the back handspring first or any sort of other gymnastic thing. I just want a back tuck. And he was like, yeah, this is LA. We've dealt with this before.
This is LA. Yeah.
Although we did some back handspring stuff, and I'm like, Jesus, this is hard. Freaking
And they're
what the
like,
heck?
yeah,
Zoe makes it look easy.
I know. Yeah,
But I'm still
call UCLA. They'll help you out.
so that'll be the follow-up personal trainer.
I remember.
Yeah, I want to know in 1 month. We're doing this again. We need a
It's a really
rundown.
good idea. I remember when I was in Massachusetts, I lived right near Harvard University, name drop. And anytime I would have, I found it really remarkable how like, well, maybe it was just the people I met or the university or whatever, but people were really, really willing to help and really willing to like lend a hand or like show me stuff. And I didn't go to Harvard. Obviously I didn't know anybody, like I knew people who went, but that doesn't like, I know somebody here. Like that doesn't help with like a computing course or whatever. Like anytime, like they let me use the gym all the time. They let me use the like all sorts of facilities. They'd be like, oh yeah, come on in. What do you need? You got the computer lab downstairs. You want to, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like it's such a, I don't know, maybe, like we would work out at the we used to run Harvard Stadium was right there. We used to run stadiums all the time. And we'd run into like the crew team or the whatever team, and they're like, "Oh, you guys want to hop in with us? We're doing a shuttle workout or whatever." I feel like
That's
people
cool.
are really sort of. I mean, I guess you just have to be like unbelievably hot for it to work.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. Yeah, college is like an abundance mindset, right? You have all that food there and facilities and everything just sort of
just people helping people,
yeah. Or you're just living in an abundance world because you're so good looking and you're the hot host.
Well,
It's fine.
thank you for saying it. Although here's
other qualities.
let me present to you this. What if we're in constant competition and then we're both pushing each other to be better?
Yeah. Like you're winning today, but then I won't wear a sweatsuit next time.
Right, exactly. And then I'll get a haircut and then you'll take your glasses off or put your glasses on.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe I'll get some of those reading glasses. Maybe I'll get those.
Maybe we'll podcast just of your gut and then I'll win.
Who's who? We'll never know.
All right. Do you have any advice of someone who's on the fence about joining with a trainer? Or
I would say
if you are joining, like what are best practices in the intake or finding?
I don't know what best practices are. I just started. I guess I would say if you're on the fence, wait for a deal. They usually do these incredibly crazy price deals. And then find someone or something with a built-in way for them to track what you're doing, whether it's a video or whether it's just sets and reps and weights and whatever.
Make it measurable so you can
measurable for sure. That has been the biggest change in my everything, really.
I would say make sure you have specific goals, really know where you want to go so then you can present that to your trainer and make a plan.
Yeah.
Because I went in just being like, yeah, I want to do all of the things and also look hotter.
And then you'll know like when you're either getting close to it or accomplishing it or, you're making progress.
Yeah, make it SMART goals.
Yeah, there you go.
Previous episode. Yeah. You're kind of motivating me. See, we opened this with you being like, oh, I splurged. But really, like the idea, not just with fitness, but leveling up by paying someone to really show you how to do it and do it quickly and not sort of figure it out and save money, but waste a bunch of time and effort. Mm-hmm. If I could do that more in every aspect of my life, right? If I could pay someone to show me how to be faster in Premiere because I'm now doing 360 video, and if they could just come in and be like, okay, boop, 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 boop. Mm-hmm. That kind of consultant for that type of thing would be amazing. But the fact that that exists for fitness, of course awesome. You should invest.
And I think there's this weird thing of like, I don't want to waste blank. I don't want to waste money That's a big one. But like, think of the time that you're saving. You know, how long would it take you to figure it out? I remember when I was like in high school or even grade school, I was like trying to study something, and my dad was like, "Oh, let me see. Like, do you have notes from class?" And he looked at my notes, and they were so tiny, you know. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't want to waste paper." And he was like, "Waste as much paper as you want. There's no way you individually can be the biggest paper waster on the planet. So why don't you waste some notebook paper so that you can read your notes, so that you can actually learn the thing that you're trying to learn."
Right.
You know. And so then this I mean, what would you even call it? You're like conservationist mentality. I need to hoard all my paper from this notebook. I need to hoard all, you know, like you're impeding your own progress, really.
Right. Yeah, and the idea of investing so that you actually make more in the future.
Yeah. And you do cooler stuff. You accomplish your goals cooler. You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, it's a whole change in mindset.
Are you doing 3D videos?
360.
360 videos?
Yeah.
For what?
Let me see if my camera's like right here.
Oh, I remember. I saw your camera.
Yeah. It's just like
it's cool.
A camera that sees like everything in one plane, and then another one on the back of it. So then you sew them together.
Stitch it together.
You can see all around you. So you don't pick something to point at. You just put the camera there, and you can pick later.
Yeah.
What it's pointing at. It's
cool.
Insane. Is it? I just know I won't.
It's hard to do a narrative.
Yeah. Well, it's also harder on my editor, right? Because I'm like, usually I'm just imagining how it's going to unfold, and now it's like, well, here's the thing happening. Good luck.
So yeah.
Anyway, 360 form videos, so you can. Oh no, that wouldn't work. It would have to be around you. You've been in one of those before at an influencer event where you're in the center, and then
the camera
thing goes around you. Yeah. That would be great for form. Then you could rotate around the person in 3D.
Start a new gym.
I'm gonna be rich. Sounds super not cumbersome and easy.
Totally easy. Totally doable.
All right.
Well,
Fitheads, this has been lovely. If you can rate and review on Apple Podcasts, that helps us out a whole lot. Let us know if you're doing someone else's training, if you have a trainer, if you just go to classes. We want to know what you all are doing for your workouts. And that will also help us inform what we should be talking about in the future. So let us know in the YouTube comments. And we'll see you next week.